So maybe you've bought in a house in 2020, 2021, or even early 2022. All the signs that lead to buying a house right before a recession. So you're maybe watching this video because you're interested in knowing if buying a house before a recession is a good or bad idea. So before I tell you the answer to that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you're notified each and every time I drop a new video. So I work with lots of real estate professionals all around the country, and from Q2 2020 to Q2 2022, which was about a year or 2-year run up, the average house price increase grew about $150,000 or up 29%. I'm talking about the average house price, not the median house price. The average house price is now selling at the end of Q2 2022 for about $525K. However, for 8 months straight, the U.S. housing market has been in a decline. Now, the U.S. housing market is yet to hit a year-over-year decrease, and the Fed says that they will stop raising the rates once the housing prices simmer down to a 0.5% of appreciation. So if they live by their words, I project that we will stop seeing an interest rate increase in about 4 months. However, who knows? I can almost guarantee that we'll stop seeing an increase in rates by Q3 or Q4 2023, because we're going to turn the corner into an election cycle. And if you look at the historical numbers of interest rates over the entire history of interest rate tracking, we're heading into an election cycle. Rates always come down. So the $1 million question is, was it a good idea to buy a house before a recession? So some people say that we're not in a recession. Brandon's party says we're not, even though they say that for 2 months going into COVID, we were in a recession. So we've always been told that 2 back-to-back quarters of GDI loss is a recession. Brandon and his team say no, it's not happening. We'll let you decide on that. Drop me a note down in the comment box whether you think we're in a recession or not. So the one thing I do know is that a lot of people bought real estate in that 2020 to 2022 timeframe. And most likely they were getting great interest rates, but they were in bidding wars. So what happened? Personally, if you are in the game for the long haul, you are going to be perfectly fine. Your house is going to grow in appreciation. You're going to be in a good position down the road and all the things. The one thing that we always advise clients on is if you're looking to ask me if you're going to make a return on investment in 12 months, 24 months, I can't tell you that. But if you're asking me if your house is going to be worth more in 10 years than it is today, I can say absolutely without certainty, based on historical data, that your house is going to be worth more in 10 years than it is today. So it really always depends on what your situation is. Now, if you said, I bought a house in Q1 2022 and I need to sell it today, more than likely that house is going to not be worth as much today as it was in Q1 2022. The market has simmered down quite a bit. So you have to be very cognizant about exactly what you're looking at. However, out of all the default notices that are being issued in America right now, which is only 34,000 a month, which might sound like a lot to you, but of the 4 million homes sold monthly, that's a fraction of a percent, is 4,000 of those are actually making it to foreclosure because they have so much equity in their home. Most people getting foreclosure notices, which is 90% of them, actually have equity and are able to sell their house. So only 10% of those foreclosure notices are actually going all the way through, which is a great news for everybody out there. The days of getting houses, buy one, get one free, all those things are long gone. And obviously, house prices are very regional too. The way that I look at America and what I explain to people, especially when they're relocating all around the country, is America is basically like a bunch of state or countries. Every state is very different. Every state has different geographical situations. They have different political climates. They have different natural disaster climates. They have different housing demographics. There is so many different variables in different markets, which is exactly why we are seeing housing prices drop faster in certain markets. Typically, the faster they grow, the faster they fall. People love to overinvest in specific areas, and it takes a little bit of time to course correct. Was it a good time or a bad time to buy before the recession? That's really going to be up to you and what you think you want to do with your home. Like I said, if you're looking to sell it right today, then it probably was a bad decision. If you're wanting to hold it for, the long haul, the average person buys and sells every 7 to 10 years. So most likely You're going to be perfectly fine. But the one thing that we do know is that the Fed said that they're going to keep squeezing this thing until appreciation hits 0.5%. So it's yet to be seen when that end is in store. We've been dropping 8 months in a row of housing price declines. So my hopes is that we stop seeing interest rate increases in the next 4 months. However, it could be another year until we see it. We all know that Brandon and his team love to tell the truth and keep their promises. So I'd love to hear what you think down in the comment box. And until next time, stay safe and keep your real estate investments safer.